Let me just pop on my Bar S apron real quick. Gotta get ready for this ICP review. I had no idea that this flick was this hilarious. Why didn't anybody tell me?
Clown sex. Insane violence. Mind-blowing effects. Insane Clown Posse is Big Money Hustlers.
Now, as a kid, as most of you know, I really wasn't into ICP, but I do appreciate the magic and the pure entertainment we get from the fellas. One thing I did overlook was their films from back when. Now, for whatever reasons. But, you know, where I did latch on to ICP, ironically, was anything that had to do with wrestling. And, you know, I still think that Oddities intro is still one of the best songs ever. However, I do remember some friends watching this. You know, they would get together and put this on as a group or whatever. And I remember walking by a few times and be like, hey, that's Dolomite. And they're like, who's Dolomite? You know what I mean? So I guess I was kind of hip to the whole thing without even knowing it back then. But yeah, when I finally did watch it, non-stop laugh riot.
Starring Violent J, Shaggy 2 Dope, Jamie Madrox, and the Monoxide Child. The critics agree. Our movie's the Big Money Hustlers.
It's New York City, mofacos, and the crime lord Big Baby Sweets has got the city around his finger. The NYPD is helpless, so the chief sends out for Sugar Bear, a 70s Dolomite-worshipping, rhyming super cop from San Francisco. Shaggy 2 Dope stars as Sugar Bear. Violent J is the big baddie Big Baby Sweets. We have Jamie Madrox as Big Stank, and Monoxide as Lil Poot. And the mighty Harlan Williams appears as Officer Harry Cox, and I honestly thought he was the best part, as his character really gets quite a bit to do here, and I've always been a big fan of his. Rocket Man, boy! Plus, we have some cameos from the Misfits, Mick Foley as Cactus Sack, Rudy Ray Moore himself reprising his Dolomite role, and many, many other scattered cameos. Let me know who I missed in the comments. The film was directed by documentarian John Cafaro, who I think did an okay job here, all things considered, as apparently there are a lot of things to be considered, as after the film's release, there seemed to be an issue between ICP and its director.
The film.
Now, why would you be mad at Insane Clown Posse?
I'm not mad at them for not getting paid.
Hold up.
And
you know,
morally
you want to
bankrupt
come on my time on the Howard Stern show
Right.
and bitch about not getting paid.
No, I'm not here to bitch about not getting paid.
But what are you
I'm here to
bitching about?
What are you here to...
This is
What
my
I want-
spotlight.
No, what I want
No,
to
this
know...
is my time. I want to know what's up that a
I'm gonna
phone
tell
call couldn't have covered.
Well,
that
you
gotta
changed your
come out
number. I
here
can't reach
on
you, and Alex
my
won't return
time.
the
Well, then tell us what you told us you had to... What have they done wrong?
They told people that I delayed the release of the film because I was trying to negotiate to get a higher salary. I never received any salary at all.
Let me ask you a question,
Stage-
John. Let me just cut you off. Let me ask you a question. How much money do we pull out of our bank accounts and give to you for the movie?
You didn't give it to us.
Oh,
You
give
gave
it to the
us.
movie. How much
When-
money did we give to the movie?
You put $110,000 of your
Thank
money.
you. Get out of here.
How could you badmouth them?
So they put up 100... How many people would put up 110,000 of their own money for
And
a
you
movie?
coming in here
Yeah,
bitching
but
about you
the
not getting
movies-
paid. Get the
I'm
hell
not
out of
bitching
here.
about me not getting paid. I'm bitching about you guys lying about me. How
Get
could you
the hell
say...
out of here.
But you can't really tell it was a rough ride making the film. Everything goes off here without a hitch, really. And I mean, it's obvious. It's a kind of a tongue-in-cheek, low-budget satire spoof, so what the hell, you know? Like, why bitch about it? Just go all in. This is a fun time. ICP is just pure entertainment in my eyes. But anyways, it would prove to be a very successful film, among juggalos at least, and comedy fans alike, really.
And Cactus Sacks got the no, that's too cliche, but you will be mine, all mine. Whee!
Yeah, and you know, as I said, I always followed ICP when it came to like the wrestling stuff. I was a subscriber to many a magazine back when, and you know, the ICP JCW stuff. Well, it always was legit enough to where, you know, they kept track of the titles and everything like that. So I would always try to stay up to date with that as much as possible, you know, buying the cassette tapes back in the day and whatnot. And here, you know, it really is fun to see Mick Foley just going all out. Like, after this, he made a few appearances at, you know, different gatherings and whatnot. Maybe even before this, I'm not too sure on that. But he's always been, down with the clown, for better or worse, old Mick Foley. And here is Cactus Sack. Well, he's just fucking hilarious. And for any wrestling fan, I mean, this dude is a legit legend here. And as far as all the cameos, I mean, a Dolomite is up there with a legendary status as well. But Mick Foley is God. I actually got to meet Mick once. He did a one-man show, I guess you would say, kind of like a stand-up situation where he told fun stories from his wrestling past. And it was out here in South Texas now. Turns out Terry Funk owns a place down here. And we were just all sitting there waiting for the show to start whenever this, kind of regular-looking older guy just walked up to me. And then I realized everyone was kind of staring. And it was, long story short, Terry Funk walked right up to me and asked, "Where's the pisser, son?" And it was one of the best times of my whole life. So yeah, I'm glad the Juggalos are showing love to wrestling here as usual, as they always have. And they have pretty much like a whole wrestling scene here. And why not? If you're going to have Mick Foley, have some fucking wrestling shit in it, right?
Come on. Have a nice day. That's not my line anymore.
And the film did actually kind of surprise me. It takes a few twists and turns that I honestly did not see coming, and makes some daring attempts at jokes, even when they don't land. It's still hilarious sometimes, It's hard to explain. And the free flow nature really kicks in with talented performers like Harlan Williams, He had me laughing every time he was on screen. And to anybody familiar with Dolomite movies, I mean, this is almost an unofficial sequel? Or, I mean, it can be. I mean, it has Dolomite. This could basically be a Dolomite sequel.
Pretty good, Bear. But I want you to listen and watch me. I'm gonna show you how to whoop a motherfucker's ass.
Now, there's more than a few things that I feel make this movie work as a legit, actual comedy classic spoof that should be regarded along with, all the other greats. First off, it has a pretty classic story. And the voiceovers from Shaggy through the film, well, that really helps drive home the classic noir blaxploitation film, all done very straightforward. And it's even done to the detriment of every other character in the film at some point, all just to the greatest comedic value. It's some really funny shit in these voiceovers. So if you add some jokes done in absolutely bad taste on top of that, maybe with some good hip-hop, throw in some Dolomite and Harlan Williams, and of course, have an action-packed finale, well, then you have one hell of a spoof comedy classic.
Damn it, Crocs, I tell you to take that stupid fucking hat off when you come in my office, you prick!
With Big Money Hustlers, there's enough going on where you don't have to be like a hardcore juggalo or even like too familiar with ICP. I always imagine what this would be like, just a completely dry watch, not knowing anything about any of this stuff, just coming in and watching it as a comedy film. I wonder how that would work. There's like some funny clown themed flicks that came out around this time. So I think it all just kind of works. It's definitely not like a terrible spoof, although I guess it is one of the lower tier ones, but it is and should be considered a classic. And this is all, during happier times for psychopathic, if you will, and like the subgenre, juggalos and whatnot. This is before the big break between Twiztd and ICP. And here we have them working in harmony, just being goofy ass motherfuckers. And for better or worse, I know the split wasn't like this big deal. It's kind of like the fans, I think, that made it a big deal. But now we got Twizzlers, we have juggalos, or I don't know if they're all the same. I'm not too hip to all of that. Maybe someone can clear that up for me down there. But I gotta say, man, I'm glad they were getting along during this time, because they made one hell of a movie. And Big Money Hustlers is, in my opinion, a legit spoof classic that would make a great triple feature with like I'm Gonna Get You Sucker and maybe CB4 the Mac or something like that. Hell, or even some Dolomite flicks, why not? I mean, the film was made on a $250,000 budget and managed to reach #1 on the music video charts, so I mean, that's something. I have only seen the film one time, so I do plan on rewatching and discussing it more, and I'll talk more about that on the internet radio, so join me, and all you gotta do is go to your Play Store right now, download the ModSnap Radio app, that's ModSnap SNAP Radio. Download the app. Then every Sunday at 9 o'clock p.m. Central, you click on that little icon and you can join me for some cool music, cool conversations, and even cooler guests. And please, guys, share this video and give it a like. And don't forget our exclusive Q&A with Kevin Zinger, November 28th, 8 p.m. Central. You do not want to miss that.